Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to understand how to create Google Slides for Zoho Forms submission. So I conduct online workshops and I have created a feedback form for the same using Zoho Forms. So now here in this case I want whenever a new form submission is made, or you can say that whenever I receive a new feedback from my participant, then automatically using their details a new workshop completion certificate should be generated using Google Slides template, and after that automatically a PDF file link should be generated for that certificate, and after that automatically that certificate should be mailed to my participant using Gmail. So here to build this connection, I need to connect these applications using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to understand how to create Google Slides for Zoho Forms submission. So as I've already mentioned in my introduction that I run online workshops and collect feedback from participants through Zoho Forms. So to streamline the process, I have planned to automate the generation of completion certificates. So after a participant submits their feedback through my workshop feedback form, then a certificate is automatically created using a Google Slide template. So here on my screen you can see my Google Slide template, which I'm going to use to generate the certificate of completions for my participants. And then I want to send them an email with their personalized certificate attached over here. So this way participants receive their certificates quickly without me having to manually create and send each one, making the entire process efficient and hassle-free. So here to build this connection, I need to connect my Zoho Forms with my Google Slides and my Gmail account. And here to build this connection, I'm going to use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software, and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notifications when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. Plus, it keeps everything organized and error-free so you can focus on growing your business hassle-free. So this is the homepage of Pabbly Connect, and you can visit it by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options, that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. Now this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection, I need to create a workflow first. So for that, I'm going to click on this Create Workflow button given on the top right corner. Now here in this Create Workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as Create Google Slides for Zoho Form Submission. And here I'm going to select my folder as Automations. You can select your folder as per your need. Also you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this Learn More link given over here. And by clicking on this, it will take you to a forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect. So now moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard, and here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this Create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow, and here on my screen you can see the two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Zoho Forms. So Zoho Forms is an online tool that lets you create custom forms for collecting information such as feedback, registrations or orders. It's easy to use with drag and drop features that let you design forms without any coding. People use Zoho Forms because it simplifies data collection and integrates well with other Zoho products and apps. It's perfect for businesses and organizations looking to streamline their processes and gather information efficiently. Whether you need to manage surveys, event registrations, or customer inquiries, Zoho Forms makes it quick and straightforward. So here in my Zoho Forms trigger step, I'm going to select my trigger event as new form submitted. So that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission through our Zoho Forms, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. Or you can say that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission through our Zoho Forms, then automatically this entire workflow is going to be triggered. And now here after selecting my trigger event, here you can see I have received a webhook URL. That means here I'm going to use this webhook URL to connect my Zoho Forms with Pabbly Connect. So here following the instructions given below, firstly here I'm going to copy this webhook URL. And here I've already logged in my Zoho Forms account, and from here I'm going to select my specific form which I've created with the name workshop feedback form. So from here I'm going to click on this edit button given over here, and from here I'm going to click on this integrations. And here under integrations, I'm going to search for my integration, that is webhooks. And here you can see we have received a webhooks option over here in the left side bar. And now here under this webhooks configuration, we are going to configure a webhook to connect our Zoho Forms with Pabbly Connect. So for that, I'm going to click on this configure webhook option given over here. And then here you can see it is asking me to enter my webhook URL. That means here in this particular field, I need to enter the webhook URL that I've received in my Pabbly's workflow. So this is my webhook URL, and then here it is asking me to select the content type. So for that I'm going to select application JSON, and then here for the authorization type I'm going to select general, and then here it is asking me to select the payload parameters. So here in this particular payload parameter fields, we need to select the form fields with their parameters to receive the response for all the fields. So here I'm going to add all the fields which I've added in my feedback form. So moving back to my webhook setup, and here I'm going to select the fields. So firstly I'm going to select the field as first name, and here I'm going to select the parameter as first name. Then I'm going to click on this add option given over here. Then I'm going to add the parameter name as last name, and here I'm going to select last name. Then I'm going to add more, and this time I'm going to give a name to my parameter as email. Then I'm going to select email. Then I'm going to add the parameter name as phone number. Here I'm going to select the phone number. Then here I'm going to enter the parameter name as overall feedback. And here I'm going to select my field as overall feedback over here. And I'm going to add more field. And here lastly I'm going to enter the parameter name as rating. And here I'm going to select my field type as rating. So here you can see I have added 6 payload parameters. So now let's go and recheck them from the form which we have created. And here you can see I have successfully added the 6 fields over here, that is 2 for the first name and last name, a phone number, email, overall feedback and the rating. So moving back to my webhook setup, and now here after entering all the payload parameters, I'm going to click on the save given over here. And with this, we have successfully set up a webhook inside our Zoho Forms, and we have successfully built a connection between our Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect. So now here after building a successful connection, here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here to receive a webhook response, we need to do a test submission. And to do a test submission, we need to generate a test response in our form. So for that, let me take you back to my Zoho form. So here I'm going to enter some dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as dummy, last name as user, a random phone number. Here I'm going to enter some random email such as dummy@pabblytudes.com. And here for the overall feedback, I'm going to enter the feedback as very informative. And now here after entering this feedback, here I'm going to give the rating as 4-star. And then I'm going to click on the submit given over here. And here you can see it says, thank you, your response has been submitted. That means we have successfully generated a test response in our form. So now let's move back to our Pabbly's workflow. And here you can see we have successfully received a response over here where we have received the rating as 4, a random phone number, overall feedback as very informative. Here you can see the last name as user, first name as dummy, and the email as dummy@pabblytudes.com. So with this, we have successfully set up this trigger over here. Now let's move to action step. And here in this action step, I'm going to select my action application as Google Slides. Because here in this particular action step, I'm going to use my presentation template to generate the workshop completion certificates for my participants. So here I'm going to select my application as Google Slides. So Google Slides is an online tool for creating and sharing presentations. It's like a digital version of PowerPoint where you can design slides with text, images and animations. People use Google Slides because it's easy to use, allows for real-time collaboration with others and saves your work automatically in the cloud. This makes it perfect for working on presentations with a team, giving presentations from anywhere and keeping everything organized and accessible. So here in my Google Slides action step, I'm going to select my action event as create a presentation from a template. So by selecting this particular action event, I'm going to generate workshop completion certificate using a template which I've created in my Google Slides. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and then whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission through my Zoho Forms, then automatically using their details, a new workshop completion certificate is going to be generated using my presentation template from my Google Slides. And now here to connect my Google Slides with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Google Slides account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this sign in with Google. Here I'm going to select my desired account. And here I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to select the template presentation. So basically here I need to select my template presentation name from which I'm going to use the template to create my workshop certificate. So here to get this template presentation name, let me take you to my workshop template. So here you can see I have created this template slides with the name workshop completion certificate template. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and here for the template presentation, I'm going to select my template presentation name as workshop completion certificate template. And now here after selecting my template presentation name, here it is asking me to enter the title of new presentation. So here I need to enter the title for my new presentation which is going to be created from this particular step. So here I'm going to give the name as workshop certificate. And now here I want to enter the name of the participant for which this certificate is going to be created. So here instead of entering that name manually, here I'm going to map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response I've received in my previous steps. Mapping makes a text dynamic so that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission through our Zoho Forms, then automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map my participant's name from my response I've received in my Zoho Forms. So this is my participant's name. And now here after mapping the first name and the last name of my participant, moving forward, and then here it is asking me to select the new presentation's location. That means here I need to select the location where I want to save this particular certificate generated in my Google Drive. So here to get this particular location, let me take you to my Google Drive. And here you can see I have created a folder in my Google Drive with the name Workshop Completion Certificates. So I want whenever a new certificate is going to be created, then automatically that certificate should be uploaded in my Google Drive under this specific folder. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and here for the new presentations location, I'm going to select my new presentations location as Workshop Completion Certificates. And now here after selecting my presentations location, here you can see it is asking me to enter the name and the date over here. So here let me tell you that these fields are the variable which I've entered in my template over here. So here you can see my template, and here I'm using some variables to generate new certificates for my new participants. So here you can see I have used a variable in the place of name over here and the name over here and the date over here. So here I want to use this particular template to generate certificates for my every workshop. So here I've used variables in the place of name because I want whenever I'm going to receive a new submission through my Zoho Forms, then automatically this previously existing participant name should be updated with the new one, and a new certificate should be generated with that particular participant name. So variables makes your text dynamic, and you can add multiple variables in your template. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and here I'm going to map the values for my variables. So first my variable is asking for a name. So here I'm going to map my participant's name. So this is the first name, space, last name. And then here it is asking me for a name again. So again here I'm going to map my participant's name. And then here it is asking me for a date. So here I want to generate the workshop completion certificate for a specific date only. So here instead of mapping the date, I'm going to manually enter the date. So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the date as 7th September 2024. So this is my date, and now here after entering all the required data, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response. That means we have successfully created a new certificate by using that particular template that we have created in our Google Slides. So now let's go and check our Google Drive folder to check whether we have created a new certificate or not. And here you can see we have successfully created a new certificate with the name Workshop Certificate Dummy User. So let me open this for you. And here you can see the certificate of completion which we have created for the name Dummy User. And here you can see the name over here and the date over here. So with this, we have successfully created a new certificate of completion for our participant named Dummy User. But now here in my certificate window, you can see that this particular certificate is private. That means it is only accessible to me. So now I want to share this particular certificate with my participant also. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to make this particular certificate accessible to anyone with the link. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add another action step in this particular workflow by clicking on this add action step button given over here. And here in this particular action step, I'm going to select my action application as Google Drive. So Google Drive is a cloud storage service where you can store and share files online. People use it to keep their documents, photos and videos safe and accessible from any device. It makes it easy to collaborate with others as you can share files and work on them together in real time. Plus, it integrates smoothly with other Google tools like Docs and Sheets, making it a handy tool for both personal and professional use. So here in my Google Drive action step, I'm going to select my action event as share a file with anyone. So by selecting this particular action event, I'm going to make my certificate accessible to anyone with the link. So now here to connect my Google Drive with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Again, here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Google Drive account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this sign in with Google. Here I'm going to select my desired account. And here I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the file ID. So here instead of selecting this file ID from this drop down menu, we are going to map this particular file ID. So here to map this file ID, we need to turn on this map button given over here. And then we are going to remove this previously existing file ID, and then we are going to map the file ID from the response we have received in our Google Slides action step. So for that, I'm going to click on this Google Slides, and here you can see this presentation ID that we have received in the response of our Google Slides. So here I'm going to map this particular presentation ID, and by selecting this presentation ID, we are going to make it accessible to anyone with the link. So now here after mapping this file ID, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response. That means we have successfully made our file accessible to anyone with the link over here. So now let's go and check it. And here I'm going to click over here, and here you can see it says anyone with the link. That means we have successfully made a file shareable with anyone with the link over here. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow. And now here in this response, you can see we have received some other links for the PDF and the document over here. So with this, we have successfully set up this action step as well. And now I want to send the certificate generated to the participant through mail. So for that, I'm going to add the another action step over here. And here in this particular action step, I'm going to select my action application as Gmail. So Gmail is Google's email service that lets you send and receive emails online. People love it because it's easy to use, has lots of storage space and keeps spam out of your inbox. It works well on any device and helps you stay organized with features like labels and filters. Whether you're emailing friends, managing work projects or just staying connected, Gmail makes it simple and reliable. So here in my Gmail action step, I'm going to select my action event as Send Email V2. So that after generating a workshop completion certificate using Google Slides, then automatically that certificate should be mailed to that participant through my Gmail account. And now here to connect my Gmail with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Again, here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Gmail account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this connect with Gmail. Here I'm going to select my desired account. And here I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward. And then here it is asking me to enter the recipient email addresses. So here I need to enter the email address to whom I want to send this particular mail. So here I'm going to map my participant's email address that I've received in my Zoho Forms response. So this is my participant's email address. Moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the CC and the BCC field. So here it is not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. But if you want to add any CC or BCC, then you can do it as per your need. And then here for the sender email address, it has automatically selected my email address through which I'm going to send this mail to my participant. So now moving forward. And now here after sender email, here it is asking me to enter the sender name. So here in the sender name, I'm going to enter my company name. So here I'm going to enter some random company name as APC company. And now here after entering the sender name, here it is asking me to enter the email subject. So here I need to enter the email subject which I want to send with my mail to my participant. So here I'm going to enter my email subject as your workshop completion certificate. And then here it is asking me for a reply to. So again it's not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. So here I'm going to leave it blank, moving forward. And then here it is asking me to select the email content type. So here I'm going to select the email content type as plain. And then here it is asking me to enter the email content. So here I need to enter the email content which I want to send as a mail to my participant. So this is the email body which says, Dear participant's name, thank you for attending our workshop and taking the time to provide your valuable feedback. We appreciate your input. As a token of our appreciation, please find your workshop completion certificate attached to this email. We hope this certificate serves as a reminder of the knowledge and the skills you gained during the session. If you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out. Best regards, APC Company. So this is my email content, and now here in the place of this participant's name, I'm going to map my participant's name. So this is my participant's first name, and now here after entering my email content, here it is asking me to enter the file name. So here for the file name, I'm going to enter the file name as completion certificate. And now here after entering my file name, here it is asking me for an attachment. So here in this particular attachment field, I need to enter my public file URL. So here I'm going to map this particular URL from the response I've received in my Google Drive action step. So here I'm going to map my PDF file link received in my action step. And now here after entering my file name and the attachment, moving forward, and then here it is asking me for a label IDs and the signature. So here these fields are not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. And now here after entering all the required data, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response. That means we have successfully sent a mail to our participant with the certificate generated. So now let's go and check our participant's mail ID. So this is the mail which our participant has received with the email subject as your workshop completion certificate, sender's name as ABC Company, and the body as Dear Dummy, thank you for attending our workshop and taking the time to provide your valuable feedback. We appreciate your input. As a token of our appreciation, please find your workshop completion certificate attached to this email. We hope the certificate serves as a reminder of the knowledge and the skills you gained during the session. If you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out. Best regards, ABC Company. And here you can see we have successfully attached a certificate over here. So let me open this for you. And here you can see the PDF file which we have generated for the certificate of completion presented to dummy user. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let's test our automation with a real-time example to check whether it is working or not. So to test our automation, we are going to make a new form submission in our Zoho Forms. So for that, let me take you back to my Zoho Forms. And here I'm going to click on this add another response. And now here I'm going to enter some another dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as test. Here I'm going to enter the last name as user. Here I'm going to enter a random phone number. And here for the email, I'm going to enter the email as test@pabblytudes.com. Here I'm going to enter the overall feedback as good session. And here I'm going to give rating as 3 star. And now here, after entering all the required data, here I'm going to click on the submit. And here you can see it says thank you, your response has been submitted. So now let's go and check our Google Drive first. Here I'm going to refresh it. And here you can see we have successfully received a new certificate over here with the name Workshop Certificate Test User. Let me open this for you. And here you can see the certificate over here. So now let's go and check our participant's mail ID. And here you can see the mail which our participant has received with the same email subject, sender's name and the body same as Dear Test and the same email content. And here you can see the certificate attachment in the PDF file. So let me open this for you. And here you can see we have successfully sent a new certificate presented to our participant with the name Test User. So with this, we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as Zoho Forms and our action as Google Slides, Google Drive and the Gmail. So that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission through our Zoho Forms, then automatically a workshop completion certificate is going to be generated for that participant using Google Slide template. And after that, automatically that file is going to be accessible to anyone with the link. And after that, automatically a mail is going to be sent to our participant with that certificate attached. So now if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.